Dave McKee Jr. I'm a drum sergeant with the Chicago Stock Yard Kilty Band, who's celebrating our 100th anniversary this year. I've been in the band since 7th grade, so 1983 I believe is when I joined the band, 82 or 83. I hate to say I'm turning 52 this year, so it's been a while that I've been in the band. My family are all members of the band. My brothers, I have 3 brothers in the band. My brother Matt is in charge of the band, he's a pipe major. My brother Luke, who's second in command, is pipe sergeant. And my brother Danny is a bass drummer in the band. We were all, for better words, we were drafted into the band because my father joined the band in 1952. We were given the choice of playing any instrument we want in the band, whether it's pipes or drums, but we are going to play an instrument. So it worked out for the best. So we've all been in the band 30 plus years. I'm coming up on 40 years. Been practicing at my parents' house, which is now my mother's house, my father passed on. We've been doing that since 1975. She's opened the doors to the house. It slipped off a little because of the COVID right now, but as soon as everything gets back on track, she wants everybody back at the house. My father was elected as pipe major of the band in 1975. Since my mom allowed it, because it's not a one-way street, it's 2 ways, Dad began teaching newer students on Tuesdays at the house. So we'd have practice for the newer students coming in on Tuesdays, and on Fridays would be for the more advanced students, and that would be back in the day at the International Amphitheater, and then when that closed we were at 47th and Union, and then we came here to the American Legion Post in Evergreen Park in the early 80s. But my dad, so he was been teaching pipes in Beverly since 1975, and the drums have been taught there as well. So there was a time where we would have to set up the back room with all the 2 card tables and chairs and everything like that, and then the drummers would be in the dining room. So I mean, literally, this house would be filled with 15, 20 people every Tuesday. When my father passed, which is 7.5 years ago, he was buried on Monday. And as we're going by we went by the house, a procession, the band was out playing in front of the house, and my mom said, we're going to have practice on Tuesday. And I'm like, why don't we wait, and she's like, no, I think we should have practice on Tuesday. So literally, the day after we buried my father, we had practice at the house on Tuesdays. So there's been generations being taught in Beverly on Winchester since 75 up until the present. Right, it is a family. I mean, there are members in this band. There's Dan Visich out there who has about 2 years more than I do in the band. So, I mean, this guy, he's looking at 40 years. There's the McKibbins who have the mom and the father and then 2 daughters. They've been in the band. There's very few people in this band who have less than 5 years. I mean, we have people like 10, 15, 20 years. And, my brothers and I were kind of the older ones and everything, but people come to the band and they stay in the band because of what it means. And we are friends and we are family and we do get along. And it means so much to everybody that we want this to succeed, not only for, this 100 years, but for another 100 years. So, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of other bands, they're great, but we have people who stay. They come to this band and they stay because they enjoy the people, they enjoy the music, they enjoy the history of the band. And that's the great thing about the Stock Yard Kilty Band. For the Southside Irish Parade, I can't even remember how many years it's been playing, but in the beginning, when it was just the families leading their children around the block in the wagons and everything, the Stock Yard Kilty Band, not the whole band, but a few of the pipers and drummers actually led them around the block. So when the whole thing started, it was the Stock Yard Kilty Band leading the family around the block. And since then, obviously, the history of the Southside Parade and everything, it's turned into this massive, I think it was one of the largest St. Patrick's Day parade, neighborhood parades in the nation. And every year the Stock Yard Kilty Band has led that off, and it's a tradition, you know, where other bands might do other things. The Southside Parade has been very good about keeping the tradition alive and having the Stock Yard Kilty Band lead it. So we've been doing that, like I say, every year, except unfortunately because of the COVID stuff, but we've been doing that every year. It's like the highlight for the band. There's nothing better than when you start off and it's just a wall of people and they're going crazy as you're marching down the street, and you know, and you're leading this whole thing with this massive parade. So it's one of the best things I've had experience with in the band, and I know everybody else, they just love it, and everybody turns out for that parade. So the Southside Parade is one of the biggest things for us for the whole year. All right, so in closing, I hope you guys follow us on Facebook for the Chicago Stock Yard Kilty Band. Every week we're posting a bit of our history, our pictures and the story behind them over the years. If all goes well with the COVID, we're hoping to have our 100th anniversary party at Bourbon Street on November 20th. It's a great time. We've got some acts besides the band, some Scottish dancing, some Irish dancing. If all goes well, fingers crossed, we might have the Marine Corps band there. So please follow us, enjoy our music, enjoy our heritage, and hopefully we'll see you sometime this year.